What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video as we're unboxing and setting up the 2023 Halloween City Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface Animatronic. That's a mouthful. This was made by Techie, and yeah, I got this at the 50% off sale at a Halloween City. And I also got Howling Spirit, who was in the background until he's still there. Oh, no, not anymore. But yeah, so there was something I was gonna say. I don't know where it went. Oh yeah, you may notice the thumbnail and the background here are kind of different. Yeah, you'll see why later. Basically, the box says he's 6'6". Yeah, that's a little wrong. That's to the top of his head, not the chainsaw that extends up another like 3 feet. So that was fun. This guy is, I think, based on the three techie props I've gotten this year, he kind of sums them up pretty well. He's innovative, looks great, but let's just say that there's some flaws. As I'm unboxing it, I'm not going to get into it, but I will say I broke a spring pin because of this, so I'm going to need a new pole. Granted, he still works fine without it, it's just like, you know, because of the angle of it. But basically, it's a typical problem. I actually don't get this with SBI very much. But where, like, the hip frame, where it connects the two leg poles, it, like, sometimes doesn't line up. And this time was really bad. So bad to where I got the spring pin and the hip frame both stuck. So yeah, that was fun. Also, his leg, you have to put the shoe on, like, under it. It's weird. Again, techie setups are a little odd, but, yeah, you see me trying to struggle there to lift the shoe up and then, get the spring pin under it, but, yeah, the one leg is bent and the other one's straight, and only the one is foam, which is a little weird, but, yeah, so basically, I cut out most of the hip frame problem, but once I get the pants on, essentially, I get the one side on, which is the, like, bent knee side, and then the straight leg side, I have troubles with. So I get it, like, just above the spring pin, but then it gets the spring pin stuck. So I'm like, alright, let me get a screwdriver, push this bad boy in, and then I push it all the way in, and it pops out. So I ignore this. I try to, like, see if I could jerry-rig it, but I couldn't think of anything. Also, here I put the clothes on backwards. Doesn't matter, because I did have to take them apart anyway. So I was like, yeah, I might as well just, pull off those pants and fix them. Here's the hip frame. You can see, though, I'm like, oh, maybe you can't, but I'm bending it a little bit too much, and I'm really, really struggle with this. Other than that, and one other thing, which is, I'll actually talk about it now, because it's fairly soon after this. It might be the next thing you put on. Let me see. But Techie had the necessity to... No, actually, you put on his main frame next. But Techie felt the necessity to give him a very, very large butt plate. I'm really not sure why, or what their decision was in that, but... So there you see, that's him. He doesn't fit. He fits like that, but... You'll see when we get to the arms that the hope of him actually fitting goes downhill quick. There's his butt plate, by the way. Oh my god, he's horribly made, though, for this, because you essentially have to pull the clothes over it, and the clothes have, like, a built-in hip frame, or hip loop, and you have to get that hip loop over the butt plate, but the butt plate isn't in very well. It's just, like, it's kind of just like an SVI hip loop, where it's just the two prongs. So, I kept knocking the thing out. Yeah, it was a rough process, but I got there eventually, so... Oh, but yeah, honestly, I really think that's all that I have to say. There you see him, again, getting the clothes up, and at this point, they are backwards. You will be able to see his, back jean pockets. I guess they're jeans, yeah. Usually it was his back pockets on the front. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not exactly right. So I have to fix that, obviously. And this is the point where you see how long that took just to get it over the stupid rear end. But yeah, I really actually struggled with this for it being not an insane setup. I'm looking at his box right now, just because it's in front of me. I have Baphomets on top of it. They're literally exactly... No, actually, Baphomets is longer, but I have it perfectly lined up on one of the corners, and it looks really weird. But yeah, you can kind of see, obviously, I still need the apron on, but... what was I going to say? Oh my god. I don't know. But basically, my reasoning behind what I did was just the Velcro, like the large... He has basically a strip of Velcro on his front and one on his back. The one on his front is the entire chest length. The one on the back is probably about 7 or 8 inches. The smaller one's on the back and the bigger one's on the front, which I would have thought it was the inverse. But no, it's not. It's very much not. And you can see me next to him. And you can see his shadow on the ceiling, and he's pretty up there for sure. But his arms are also really weird. It's the small pole and then the big pole, which this is where the problem comes in, because obviously I get the small poles in it, and then the big pole's like, not so fast. But really, after that, he's like kinda done. Also, another weird thing. He comes new out of box with his arms up, as you can see, obviously. The instructions show him with his arms down. So I would actually... It might say something, I don't know. I don't really read the instructions thoroughly, I just kind of skim. But I would honestly, if you get him, I would recommend turning or plugging him in and having his arms reset down and then putting on the chainsaw stuff, because you can see it doesn't fit there. But... it just makes it so much easier. Here's actually the clothes in the right direction, too. You can see the large Velcro. That's literally the entire chest. But the chainsaw blade is extremely hard to get in while it's, 8 feet in the air. Because, well, it's just hard to reach that high. And it's also hard to get them off for the same reason. But, yeah, overall, though... I think he could be built better, but I'm not complaining because he seems sturdy enough, so, I just popped a trash can on his base to hold him, and then when I activated him later, I put, what did I put, actually? I put a jug of water, I think, and maybe something else, I don't know. Might have been an animatronic box or something, I don't remember. But there you can see he's tall, and I needed... I may or may not have cut this out. I think I did. But... oh, no, because, right, it wasn't part of this. Because I tried to get the blade in. I could kind of reach it, but I couldn't get it in all the way, and I didn't realize this until the demo. And you'll see that. So, yeah, that being said, thank you guys for getting to enjoy this video. You'll get the failed demo and then the actual demo and the end. As I put on the apron. And, yeah, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.